Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a chit chat video. I haven't done one of these for a little while because if you didn't know, I have had a baby. She is 8 weeks old. She is currently just here and starting to stir, which is totally typical. So I might have to start to make sure that she's okay. But yeah, this is the first video that I'm filming since having my little girl. And it feels a little bit daunting, I don't know why, but yeah, I thought I'd do a slightly different type of video today just because of circumstances. Obviously little one is demanding my attention a lot, and also I've seen this type of video on YouTube just lately and I thought it'd be really fun to give it a go. So what I'm actually going to do is do the chit chat video, but I've also asked on my social media channels for some questions that I can answer in this video, and I'm going to be doing some crochet in this video. So I'll set the camera up, I'll sit and do some crochet, and you can watch me crochet along or crochet along with me whilst also listening to the Q&A. And the project that I'm actually doing today is this little cutie. I haven't actually finished this one just yet. I need to add the seeds, and I'm just currently working on a larger version as well. So in case you don't know, my surname is Fregola, which is strawberry in Italian. I've been seeing strawberries everywhere just lately, and I thought it would be really fun to do a little family of Fregolas to kind of celebrate my return back to YouTube after having my little girl. So you can expect to see this video on my channel very soon. I'm not going to give any promises as to exactly when it's going to be, because I don't know if you can hear stirring right now, but things are pretty tricky and I'm still settling into, you know, having two children. My eldest is at nursery at the moment, and Everly is here. I'll insert a picture in case you haven't seen her. But yeah, I'm still kind of getting used to all of that, and now I've got to throw filming back into the mix as well. So just bear with me, but I am getting back as soon as I can because I really do miss it. So I'm currently working on a larger version. I'm writing the pattern down for that, and that's what you'll see me crocheting today. And as I say, I'm going to be doing the Q&A as a voiceover while I am crocheting along. Before I get into the crochet with me, I am going to just show you something quickly, and that is the beautiful Crochet Society box. I just had to check then, box 26, so we're on 26. How crazy is that? It is absolutely beautiful, and subscriptions are open for this one until the 20th of July. I am going to be doing a designer reveal, which you will see in a few weeks, the official designer reveal. So keep a lookout for that. But how absolutely stunning is this box? I'm trying not to move it too much because there's things rattling around in there. But yeah, how beautiful. So I'll leave a link in the description box below if you want to go and check that out. And don't forget, we also have a few back boxes on the website at the moment as well. So I'll leave a link in the description box. It's absolutely beautiful. Don't forget to keep your eye out for that designer reveal. Okay, I'm going to deal with Everly and then get into the crochet with me. I am praying that she sleeps. Okay, so I'm just going to get myself set up to finish designing this project, and I thought this would be a good place to start. So a small introduction to your new followers. So hello, my name is Sarah Jane. I am 35 years old, turned 35 in March. I live in the East Midlands in the UK with my husband Anthony and my two children Ella and Everly. As you may have seen, Everly is only 8 weeks old right now as I'm filming this. So yeah, it's a lovely little family. I love doing crochet, I love doing anything creative, I love home decor. We recently moved the end of last year, so we're just currently renovating this house. So my days are filled with crochet, children and home renovations at the moment. This next one is, where do you get your inspiration from? And the answer to that is pretty much everywhere. We actually have some really old tiles in our house at the moment, and it's a really pretty pattern, which kind of sparks inspiration for a blanket design. Same with my daughter Ella's bed sheets. I was reading her a story the other day. I saw the bed sheets and I came up with an idea for a blanket. So literally everywhere, but you can you know, find inspiration or take inspiration from Instagram, Pinterest, even things that you see on the high street when you go shopping. So yeah, I just find it anywhere really. I would probably say mainly from everyday items, whether it be colours or patterns, things like that. That's where I get my inspiration from. Apologies if you can hear something in the background. My neighbour has decided to mow his lawn, which is most inconvenient. But this question is, how many whips do you currently have? And that is far too many. I have projects that I've started way back in like 2014 and still haven't finished. Yeah, I have way too many, and I have way too many plans for projects as well, which is a bit of an issue. So lots is the answer to that. So the next one is, are you releasing a book? When will this be? And any clues to the content? So yes, I am releasing a book. I'm so excited. It was supposed to be released the end of this year, but it's been pushed back to mid 2022. There was, you know, a few things. I fell pregnant just as the deadline was coming up. I moved house and it was a bit of a struggle for me, so I pushed it a little bit. And then with COVID, it's just had a few knockbacks with a couple of different things. So it's going to be released later than what was originally thought, but it is coming, and hopefully closer to the time I will be able to reveal a few bits and bobs of what's going to be in the book. But I'm really excited, and I'm glad you are too. I love your pattern PDFs you sell, as the format and layout with instructions suits me to the T. Will you be creating more of these? Yes, absolutely. It's very much my intention to be releasing more patterns. I'm trying to find a nice balance of you know, how I release content over the next year or so. So yes, there will definitely be more PDF patterns, so just make sure that you keep checking my social media, checking my website, and you will find them there. Okay, so why did you decide to start your crochet business, and why did you choose Bella Coco Crochet as the name? So I never actually intended on starting a crochet business. It was just a blog. My blog, when it originally started, was just all about life and beauty. I was a beauty therapist at the time, working in a salon, and then also working as a beauty therapy lecturer. And my blog was called, well, I wanted it to be called Bella Beauty, because that's what I wanted my salon at the time to be called, because I wanted a salon. That was taken, so I called it then Bella Blonde, because I was blonde. And then after a while I just hated that name, and Coco was a nickname when I was younger, when I was a baby, because I had furry hair like a coconut. So Bella Coco just sounded really cute. That's what it became, and it stuck and went from there. So that's where Bella Coco Crochet came from. Will you be doing more crochet along video projects soon? Your stitch tutorials are great, but I really love when you do videos on actual projects. Also, are you planning on ever picking up your personal channel again? I watched your week in the life videos back in the day, no pressure of course. So yeah, I'll start off with the crochet along patterns question. So yeah, I would love to do more of those. It's just been more of a timing issue for me, because they do take a lot longer to make. If you don't know already, I also produce video tutorials for the Crochet Society boxes, which take a huge amount of time as well. So I am really working on trying to plan better, and you know, really looking at my content, what people are loving, and try and create what is best for you guys, because ultimately this channel is for you and for you to learn from. So whether or not it means that I scale back a little bit so I can produce longer videos for you, and then just keep those stitch tutorials coming every so often. I don't know, but it's definitely something that I do want to bring back. As for the personal videos, I kind of just had to let that channel go a little bit just because I had so much going on, and it just all became a little bit too much. But I love watching the vlogs. I was actually watching some of my vlogs back the other day just because they create so many lovely memories, and I did say to my family I do miss vlogging, but it was just quite a lot of pressure at the time, so I kind of scaled back. But I have recently put a few bits on in terms of the house move and renovation, so I'm going to do it more on a casual basis, I think, as and when I feel the inspiration, rather than feeling like I have to do it all the time. Also as well, I just felt like the week to week vlogs were getting quite repetitive and a little bit boring, and I didn't want to bore the life out of people. But let me know, would you like to see them again? No promises, obviously. What do you do to keep count of a project that has a lot of stitches in a row? I'm so tired of counting and recounting because someone in my house asked me a question. Yeah, I can totally relate to that. So basically, when I have a project with a lot of stitches in a row, I get my stitch markers and I either put them every 10, 20 or maybe even 25 stitches. That way, if you do lose count, you can just go back to that specific, the last stitch marker, and know that you have 25 stitches to count from there, so, or however many stitches you choose. But that's a really good tip so that you don't lose count, because I get you, it is infuriating when you're trying to count and somebody interrupts you. What is the hardest part of what you do, and when you have these moments of doubt, how do you combat them? So for a long time, the hardest part for me was trying to make everybody happy, no matter what you produced, no matter what you did, no matter how much you offered. There would always be somebody that wanted something more or something different. So I kind of had to change my mindset with that and realize that you can't please everybody, and you have to produce content based on what you are inspired by, and go from there. So yeah, not to overthink things. Mindset is a huge thing, so if you can work on that, then things become much better. What do you enjoy making the most? Could you do a Remembrance Day poppy video, please? So in terms of what I enjoy making the most, I would probably say like baby blankets, just because they're big enough to see a gorgeous result from, but also small enough to not lose interest. I haven't done that many huge blankets. In fact, one of my whips that I talked about earlier that hasn't been finished since 2014 is a really large king size blanket, and the other things just took over and I kind of never went back to it. I really should finish it though. But yeah, I just like smaller things rather than absolutely huge things, because I lose my interest in them quite quickly. And then to answer your question about the Remembrance Day poppy video, I actually already have one of those on my channel, so I will leave it linked in the description box below for you. Are you naturally left-handed or right-handed? As a left-hander, I love your left-handed videos. I am right-handed, but I convert my videos to left-handed as well, because I know that you lefties really appreciate it. Leave me a comment below if you are a lefty. Okay, so I feel like I've answered this one a little bit, but I will go back to it. How did Bella Coco Crochet start? I want to go back to it because I have also had quite a few other questions actually along these lines, asking all about business. So the actual business side of Bella Coco Crochet grew slowly over time. As I say, it started off as a hobby, and I started off doing a blog, and then I started YouTube. Then everything began to grow and I gradually cut down my hours at my full-time position, so I was teaching beauty therapy at college, and then I just went from there. When I had my first little girl, Ella, I never went back to the college. It just felt like quite a natural progression for me. But I have had so many questions about this. I'm kind of glad, because for a while now I have been thinking about putting together a course to help others build their own crochet businesses. I'm so passionate about business. I love reading books about them, and I see people all the time getting so stressed out about building their followers, building their business, making an income, that kind of thing. So if you are interested in that course that I'm building, then I'll leave a link in the description box below to a questionnaire which I would love for you to fill out for me. It just really helped me in terms of what you're looking for in the course, and then I'll also leave an email sign up so that you can get your name down, and as and when that is available you'll get the information through for it. But yeah, I love this business. I love building businesses, growing businesses, and challenging myself in that way. So yeah, I'll leave all that information in the description box below for you. So this one made me laugh. Do you like cooking? And it made me laugh because I absolutely do not like cooking. Luckily I have a husband who is very good at it, and I love eating but hate cooking. I've tried, but I'm just not very good with it. I'm just not very creative with all of that kind of thing. I'm much better with yarn. So put me in a craft room and I'm happy, but in a kitchen, not so much. Okay, so there we go. That is my that is my crochet with me video. How long was I crocheting for? Maybe about half an hour. Obviously this little one wanted to join me, didn't you, Everly? Yes, Mummy. Yes. So yeah, let me just put her down. She'll probably start talking to me again. So this is what I have done so far. So this is the larger one, and then this is the smaller one. I obviously need to do the seeds and then also do the face. I need to sort the stuffing out because it's not quite in the end of that strawberry there. So I'll sort the stuffing out a little bit better and then do the little foliage. What would you call that? The stem and the leaves, I guess, on the top of the strawberry. So I'll get that done, and then I can start really fine-tuning the pattern. If you saw me writing while I was doing that, this is my little book that I do all of my designs and things in. So I just kind of make notes, and then I write them up from there. So that is what I have been doing. I really hope that you have enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure that you give me... Oh no! It's a juggle. Yes, but I really hope that you have enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to keep up to date with all of my latest videos, and also click the bell button, and then when you click the bell button, click all, which will notify you of all my videos, because naughty YouTube is now making you do that so that you know, you receive all the notifications, because otherwise you don't, which is a bit frustrating. But yeah, I hope you have enjoyed it, and I shall see you soon for some more tutorials. You'll also see a Facebook Live soon for Crochet Society unboxing, which is really exciting, and some other Crochet Society related things as well. I'll leave all the links in the description box, and I shall see you again soon. Bye!